How's it going? It's Trig with BuckeyeCity, here to bring you another war recap. Now, in this one, we definitely had an exciting war this weekend, one that was definitely good on our part. We ended up going up against a Noble 9 who actually turned out to be not so noble after all. Now, this war was filled with a whole bunch of drama because you know when you verse the clans who have closet modders but hide behind the fair play shield, basically because they're not good at modding, you know they're going to cry, they're going to act salty when they start losing. That's what ended up happening in this one, and it's whatever. I mean, we came out here to win a war, that's what we did. So, initially they had the Town Hall 11 advantage as well as the Town Hall 9 advantage at the hero level. They had 6 Town 11s while we had 4. My other account ended up finishing Town Hall, so it was a Town Hall 11 once war started, which was a good thing, but whatever. Noble 9s, they reached out to us basically to form an agreement to have our Town Hall 10s act as if they were Town Hall 9s because we had a slight Town Hall 10 advantage, and we weren't having any of that. They basically tried to give us the backstory of how they versed war whales, and there was a whole bunch of drama because they gemmed up their Town Halls to kind of make it competitive for their side, either giving themselves an advantage or making it even. I don't know the full story behind it, but that's what they said. And in turn they ended up saying they ended up beating war whales, which left those dudes with the bad taste in their mouth, and they wanted to see if we wanted to make an agreement before they went down that same road. So that being said, we told them, hey, we're not interested in any deals. I mean, if you guys are gonna, here, I'll pull up the message. But basically said, if you guys are going to gem up your town halls, more power to you. Do what you got to do, and we're gonna come out there and go hard. And this is the conversation they had right there. And once he saw that we weren't going to make any deals with him, that we weren't scared of the little subtle threat he was trying to throw out there, he hid behind that fair play shield. Hey, we're a fair play clan, we heard you guys mod, blah blah blah. Yeah, that's not how it goes. You guys can say what you want. If you're not good at it, then I know that's just on you. So the one thing I wanted to point out was that you know that they have closet modders in this clan. He goes, hey, our Town Hall 9s will show you that we do not mod. As for our Town Hall 10s, all I know is that they're good. It's funny how you can be so... Our Town Hall 9s do not mod. As for our Town Hall 10s, let's just leave that to interpretation, right? So we versed Noble 9s, and it wasn't a good war for them at all. It was kind of a sleeper for us as well. We pulled couple Town Hall 11 triples and a few Town Hall 10 triples as well. We would have had 9 and 8 also tripled. 9 was a 98%, 8 was a 90% 1-star, which, you know, always brings tears to your eyes. We got this one, and then we got a few more. So it was definitely a good war by our side. One thing I wanted to point out, because they were saying that our Town Hall 9s had a terrible hit rate. So their Town Hall 9 started at 10. Yes, 10 soaked up 3 hits. Cool. As for everybody else, most of these are fresh hits. So I just want to know where our Town Hall 9s failed at in this war. From what it seems, they definitely went out there, they did their job, and they basically stuffed you guys. As for you, let's see. Oh, one thing I wanted to point out. We're running anti-3-star bases. Why do they need more than 1 attack to 2-star base? Come on now, that's weak. So their Town Hall 9s were not good at all. You got 3 hits there, 4 hits there, 3 hits there, 3 hits there. Some of them were fresh hits and some of them were very nice attacks. I definitely give it to the dudes who were able to go out there and conduct some pretty nice attacks. Some of the bases we ran were definitely susceptible to dragon raids. So for probably the first half of the war, that's all you saw being conducted on Town Hall 9. So it was kind of a gimme there. Once you start it, it's not going to stop. The way the bases were designed, it was definitely susceptible to it, like I said. So that's what you're going to get. So that aside, all that craziness, let's actually get into the attacks, because there definitely were some good attacks I wanted to point out. Now, the first one I wanted to show you is one by MJ. And this one is absolutely insane, right? So this is the kind of attack that I want to point out. If you have something going on to whereas there's a mistake happening in your raid, please don't end it early. Ride it out, see if there's anything that you can do to change it up and make sure that you get that 3-star, because you never know what can happen. And this attack right here definitely shows that. So he's doing an AQ walk lavaloon with a zap quake, which is going to be used on that Inferno. There's going to be a Tesla popping up, the Air D. So he breaks the wall there, and he's going to try and clear out that compartment, basically so he's able to take out that whole, let's say, top side along with the Eagle, and everything down towards the bottom near the queen compartment. Alright, so he's going to send in his wall breakers, and the wall breakers are going to get slipped out. And when you're doing these kind of attacks, you have a precise number of troops for what you're trying to conduct. So when something like that happens, you have to adjust fire. So what he does here is he sends the troops in one by one to try and get that wall back opened up to whereas he can conduct his raid again. So he sends the wall breakers in, and voila, it opens up. So he's going to carry on with the attack. Now those wall breakers were supposed to be used at the 3 o'clock side for the king, so that he was able to clear out the compartment housing that Wiz Tower, Air D, and Archer Tower that just shot that minion. So with those being level 10 walls, you know that it takes 3 wall breakers, and he only has 1 left. We know he's not getting it, but rides it out, drops that lightning, takes out the Inferno. That Eagle artillery activates. He's going to take that out. King's walking down, but obviously not going to go anywhere near that compartment. Takes out Queen, starts the air raid. Definitely some beautiful loon drops. Raiders up Queen, or King, because he was about to die. And dropped Warden on that backside. Now, the Warden absolutely saved the day, because since he was unable to clear out that compartment, he had to hold his Warden's ability a little longer, just so that he was able to get past that Wizard Tower and things like that, and keep as many loons as he did alive. So he finally pops that ability, and then he's just going to baby step those loons right in there. They're going to separate, and that's all she wrote. So that's kind of one of the attacks that I wanted to point out, because don't give up on a raid. If it looks like it's not going good, adjust fire, try something else. So good job by MJ there. Alright, this next one is going to be conducted by myself. I'm starting that AQ walk down at the bottom. This one also was a little shifty, I believe, mostly due to the Warden. Still trying to figure that guy out. One thing I did notice about him, if you have troops, like let's say minions, cleaning up while they're in the vicinity of him, but you also want him to follow your loons, he's going to stay behind and protect those minions for whatever reason, rather than keeping those core troops, the ones that are crucial to your raid, alive. And I believe that's what ended up happening here. So Quake zapped that Inferno, take that out, so now Queen's able to basically do her own thing, breaks the walls, getting into that Eagle housing compartment. Definitely nice set of wall breakers there. And now he's just going to chill. He's going to draw the CC, drop a poison. Once it gets, the Lava Hound gets to a little bit of health. So that way he's able to not only kill the wizard, but also kill the lava pups that come out. Basically saves time on the raid, because the raid by MJ and the raid by myself here, it came down to literally the very last second, because little things go wrong. Like I said, you just carry on, you push through, and you do what you can at that point in time. So get in here, knocking out that Eagle artillery, gonna drop a wizard down at that gold storage, and you'll see it activate, but nothing comes out because it's already been taken out. Queen's gonna push forward, knocking out that gold storage and then the Wiz Tower, and then she's gonna target the town hall. From there, I'll rage her up just to give her a little bit of push, so that way when she does target the defending queen, the healers will be nice and raged. Pop that royal cloak and get her health back up because the Inferno is going to target. And then I start the air raid here. Coming in from the backside, troops are just going to push down. And queen gets a lot of bang for her buck here. She cleaned out that whole bottom half of the base, and now this thing is already wrecked. Supercell, man, I mean, they gave us that extra 30 seconds, and I promise you, everybody's been using it. MJ does his freaking 2-minute walks. I do my 2-minute walks, and it's great. Definitely appreciate it. So good game, Supercell there. There goes the ability. So the Warden was just fine, but he was still able to get the loons into his little aura, so that was good. If that haste was just a little further down, this definitely wouldn't come down to the wire like it did. But all in all, it was definitely a nice attack. Love when you can see Town Hall 11 get knocked out. So this one here, this is another one just like MJ's raid. Do not give up on an attack if you believe that it's going wrong, because you may be able to pull something out of your magic hat and make it go right. So this one here was done by Johnny, and he's definitely a good hitter. He gets in there, he likes to do a bunch of pentas. I mean, I promise you can probably penta any base out there. So King's gonna act as a little shield there and clear most of the compartment. And the Queen's gonna be used to take out the Air D, clear most of that 6 o'clock as well as take out the Queen. So now finally Queen steps up. And she's gonna break into that compartment there. You're gonna see once the Queen gets into the compartment, she's gonna do her little dance and back up and then go back, get down to very low health. He's gonna have to pop the ability early, and luckily the defending Queen steps in and he gets to knock her out. So that was definitely a good job on him with his lightning placement, because he was able to get her down to low health. So just in case anything like this happened, it's easily fixable. So great job by Johnny there. And when it comes to when I'm conducting my attacks, I want to make sure that I take out the Eagle Artillery. I mean, I'm not too fond of it because it definitely wrecks troops over a period of time. So I try to find whatever way possible to make sure that I knock out that Eagle Artillery. And Johnny, he's just like, forget it. I'm going to go knock that out, whether it's down, whether it's up. Doesn't matter. I'm going to deploy my troops and make sure I get this triple. It's a great raid by Johnny here, especially how patient he is. It looks like the troops are dying out, but he has a pack of loons in the back. He has 2 hounds to tank for him, 1 just popped. He's got 2 more, so he had 3 hounds. And then he's just gonna start doing his little loons around the backside. Hounds popping are definitely a good thing, cutting down on time with those lava pups bursting. And that's all she wrote. Good game, man. And drop that loon on the backside for cleanup. Definitely an awesome hit. Now our Town Hall 10s and now new Town Hall 11s have definitely been clicking on all cylinders, making sure that we're able to conduct our attacks properly. It's definitely been a lot more 3 stars, so definitely shout out to everybody putting in work, making sure that we're competitive, that we're learning, trying things or new things, at least trying to grow. Craft here, he's going to be doing a hog attack. He's got a pack of hogs in his CC, and he's just going to skirt that whole right side of the base, has his Queen walking along the left side. It's going to use his King, P.E.K.K.A, and Golems to kind of tank through the core, knock out the Inferno's defending Queen, and basically clear out that entire section. And from there, his hogs are just going to dance around the base and knock it out. He's going to have a ton of hogs left at the end, so definitely awesome planning by Craft here. Or actually, I think this was Baz doing this attack. That's the good thing about these queen walks here, because when it comes to some of your attacks, we know supercell increase to 30 seconds, but sometimes 30 seconds is just not enough, and I've been running into that a lot lately. I get a lot of 98 and 99%, because I like to do all kinds of fancy stuff, definitely long queen walks and stuff like that. But when it comes to the queen walk, it's able to cut down on time when you have troops going around the middle, or going around the outside and then cutting down that middle. The queen's able to go around and work as a cleanup troop. So great planning by Baz here, and definitely an awesome hit. And now we're going to get into the 9s. Now with this one was definitely personal, because they tried to call Cat out in the beginning of war for a Barb King drop on one of their high level Town Hall 10s. Whatever, it happens. Maybe it was disconnected, you never know, right? So she's going to be coming in with AQ walk here, and probably all our Town Hall 9s, if not 90% of them, used a queen walk this war, so that's something they might want to work on. I think there are only 3 dudes who didn't use the queen walk. In this entire war. And the thing I like about this one, if you see her spell composition right there, she has 1 heal and 4 poison spells. I wonder what she's going to be doing with that one. So she's got the golem, the valves, and then she's got the hogs, which she's going to use for more of a targeted deployment. And all the troops are just going to come together nicely. Drops in the Valks, and they're going to start clearing out the core one by one. A pack of Valks together is obviously bad news, because they're tanks. They don't go down as easily as every other troop. So even a whole bunch of them definitely will rip up a base in no time. And this was definitely awesome planning on her part. So definitely a great hit. Uses the King's ability, and as you can see, just off of the queen walk and the kill squad that she used to clear out that core, most of this base is already taken care of. So now all she has to do is skirt around the outside, and that's it. Hogs come out, and they're going to start hitting the defenses one by one, knocking them out. And all the defenses are occupied right now. They're targeting the barbs, they're targeting the golems, they're targeting the queen, things like that. And she's just popping the hogs in one by one at each defense. And drops her cleanup troop, and there's only 1 defense left. And she's gonna swag on the base a little bit. So it's already a good game, and there we go. That one burned a little bit. I felt it. Like I said, almost all Town Hall 9s used AQ walk. But it was definitely awesome attacks. So here we kind of have the same thing, except he had a limit to his composition. The queen's definitely doing her thing right now. One thing I want to give to Noble 9s is their CC composition. I haven't really seen this a lot since the update, but they actually ran some pretty decent CCs. Ones that are going to fluster you a little bit if you're not expecting it, make you either misdrop your poison or something like that, because they're throwing witches, they're throwing valks, they're throwing minions, and they have a whole bunch of troops that have a varied rate of speed, so you're not going to be able to just drop that poison freaking like that unless you're actually planning for it or it's a cleanup hit. So you got to make sure that you keep your composure on these types of attacks. So definitely shout out to the Town Hall 9s and stuff from BuckeyeCity for getting in there and doing work. So starts those Valks up at the 12, and they're going to start cleaning through while the Queen's doing her thing at the bottom. She takes out the defending Queen, and from there he has 9 Hogs. Drops in the Loon. The Loon's going to start cleaning up the buildings one by one, as well as the Hogs. And this is one thing that I've seen by a couple of our members of BuckeyeCity. They just sprinkled the Hogs in one by one. They didn't do the traditional go-ho or anything like that. They had a nice little composition. They brought a few Hogs that basically cleaned up maybe 6 or 7 defenses. They just walked them in. Nothing too fancy, nothing too crazy, just enough to get the job done. Great hit by Termi there. Now Unil here, he absolutely destroyed this base. Like I said, Noble 9s, they ended up running drag attacks on our bases. Unil wanting to be, I guess, a little funny. He was like, you know what, I'm going to do a drag attack right back on him. So that's exactly what he did. With most of the ones I've seen by them, I believe they used the lightning to take out an AD that was out of reach of either the Queen or the kill squad. But Unil, he's just going in all rages, most of them for the Queen. So the CC gets pulled, and then it's going to start heading over to his Queen. Right here, see, this is the stuff that you can't prepare for. Almost lost his healers. Got the Tesla to pop. Now the CC is about to target his Queen. I believe he's even going to phase his Queen. We'll see. Nope, saves Queen. Alright, good game. His healers are getting knocked around by that pesky sweeper, but he keeps it pushing, breaks in that wall, and then he's going to have access to another compartment housing the AD, Archer Tower, and the Queen will probably even break through just to get that Expo and everything else. So she's walking around. He sends up a golem, and he's going to basically be using that to make sure he takes out that other AD. So when he drops his drags, they have nothing to worry about except the Queen, who's not going to be able to do much against 7 drags, especially when they're under rage. So now the drags come out, spreads them in a nice fashion. He's created a great funnel for them, so they're just going to path straight down to each structure, and they're not going to be moved by anything. So drags aggro to Queen, takes her out, and clears out that whole top compartment. While the Queen's down there at the bottom, still has King alive, so they're all working on cleanup right now. And as you can see, he still has a pack of drags. Uses the Queen's ability so he can speed up this raid. And that's all she wrote. Definitely an awesome hit. Unil's awesome Town Hall 9 here. Still waiting for him to sit his max Town Hall 11 and count in BuckeyeCity, but we'll get around to that later. This right here was probably one of my favorite Town Hall 9 attacks, just based off of what he actually did with his Hogs. Gerbin here was very patient the entire time, and this is the kind of planning that goes into the attacks. You'll see as the raid starts getting conducted what I mean when he actually drops his hogs and everything. So Gerbin's using a little queen walk here, rages her up, kind of gives her a little push. He's going to be going up against the defending queen soon, so he wants to make sure that she stays alive while she has that expo targeting her. Golem comes in from the top. He's going to start dropping his wizzies to create that funnel. While queen still works her way along the bottom. Now he's already broken in the wall there, and with Valks you got to make sure that you're very precise on the funnel that you want to create for them, because if not, they're just going to stray and they're going to ruin the entire raid. They'll walk around the entire base and there'll be nothing that you can do about it. So with his little kill squad that he has up at the top, he was able to pull the CC, and there was a hound in that one, so that hound's going to stay distracted the entire time, which was definitely awesome there. So now this is what I'm talking about. All the defenses are targeting something besides the hogs. So he just sprinkles 1-2 hogs in on each defense, and they're just sneaking in there, knocking each one out. He's very patient here. And look at that, he sends 1 hog on an expo because that's targeting the king. He knows that there's going to be nothing that's going to happen to that hog. Doesn't even need a heal for it. And that's it. He absolutely destroyed this base. Great planning there. And Gerbin got the 6-pack this war, along with Unil as well. So great hits by those guys. Alright, so here we're kind of moving into more of the traditional style AQ walk with the Goho. By Arsh, who's definitely an awesome hitter. He's one of those dudes who comes in late in the war, but you know every time he attacks it's going to be a 6-pack, so one of those dependable dudes. Queen breaks, or she's going to start breaking that wall there. He'll send in 1 wall breaker and then 3 towards the bottom so that he can actually break in that core and get to that queen who's housed in that little 6 o'clock compartment there. And you can already see what he's done to this base. He's eliminating all the double giant bomb spots that were at the 12, that were near that expo, that's going to be near that air sweeper and wizard tower to the 9. So he's just going to be able to drop his hogs and not have to worry about a thing. He can drop them and close his eyes if he wanted to. He pops that ability because he wants to make sure that his troops don't stray too far, that they stay on task and they keep pushing to the right. And now he sprinkles those hogs in, drops the heals because he has his Teslas at the bottom there. I'm doing nice targeted loons. Or hogs, what am I talking about? And did a nice set of targeted hogs there. And there's 1 bomb that pops, but he pathed very nicely and didn't have to worry about a thing. Has a full set of hogs left over. I don't even believe one of them died. Awesome hit by Arsh there. This one is going to be done by Johnny again. Now, Johnny, he's crazy. He conducts A lot of Town Hall 9 attacks from ducks, a lot of Town Hall 10 attacks. A good dude. We got Johnny coming in here with the little lavaloon here, switching it up from the drags and hogs that we've been seeing. So that's always a good thing. He was definitely good with his poison. You know that the witch likes to sit back and chill while she sends out her little horde of skellies there. So he was able to knock out the witch very early so that she wasn't able to cause too much of a problem. And here he's just going to sprinkle his loons in, creates nice paths for him, pops his queen's ability, and she's going to take out a lot of the defenses who would do major damage to the loons. And as you can see, he absolutely destroyed this base. So many loons left. I believe all his hounds popped too. So he has the lava pups working on that cleanup while his loons target those last defenses. And that's it. That base is absolutely wrecked. He drops a little disrespect rage on his minion there. Gets that thing going. It would have been better if those loons stayed up at the top, but what can you do? He has his archer picking away over at that gold storage. Probably takes it out by itself. There we go. Nice triple there by Johnny. Alright, and here we got Papa Mayhem. This one's going to be Joe right here. Definitely an awesome Town Hall 9 and Town Hall 9 or Town Hall 10 dude. Absolutely loves the max attack or double jumps. That's kind of his thing. As I said, these people are like to run the witches and everything in their CCs. It can be good at first, but once you pick up on it, you're going to be able to take it out very quickly from that point on. So he has a pretty nice kill squad in here. It's basically pushing all the way to the 3 where the queen is, and she's going to make that ridiculous mistake by jumping the wall, and she's going to get absolutely bullied by the Valks and the king. Queen goes down there, nothing to worry about. He's already started his hog raid. Nice surgical hogs there. For the most part, he really could have one-spelled this entire base. As the only thing that he really had to worry about there was the wizard tower, but you know, just to be safe, you do what you got to do. I see, if it was me, I would absolutely held that heal spell and then dropped it on their CC to give these guys a little life, since they're worried about all that dry mouth, all that salt and stuff. And that's it. He absolutely wrecked this base. Alright, and this is going to be the final attack for this recap here with Noble Nines. It's going to be conducted by Poppy Heck himself. And he actually did this one on stream too, so very minimal planning. He had a lot going on. Had to make sure he paid attention to what was happening on in the war, as well as plan his raid, which was done in probably like 15-20 minutes.
The journey is an endless one to the same love, the same love.
So that's kind of the trend we're seeing here, is these Valks being used in these attacks. Like I said, they're tanks. And then with the queen walk there, and this was I believe a cleanup hit, so he knew a hound was in the CC, so he definitely did a good choice going with troops that don't target the air. So that being the case, that hound's just going to follow him around like a little lost puppy, and it's not going to do anything to ruin his raid. And he's sprinkling his hogs in there, and they're just going to walk around the base and do work. drops the giant for distraction. Sprinkles in a few hogs. And this base absolutely got crushed. And that was nice with his hogs that he did there. Very, very crucial timing, or else he would have had a bunch of bacon in that one double giant bomb spot. So very nice deployment there for Poppy Heck, also known as Scrub City. Well, alright guys, that's going to be it for this war. I hope you enjoyed what you saw. Again, not one for the drama, but I mean, if you guys are going to say something, I'm going to definitely tell you exactly how it is and present the facts. It's Trig.